having some issues. It was only like recording every other episode for whatever reason. Oh, that was a good jump, baby girl. Just like she just like Superman straight off of the couch there.
What's her name?
Marley.
Marley?
Yeah.
Marley and me.
Oh man, I've never cried harder. Yeah, how could you not cry in a dog when you see a dog die in a movie? So sad.
Yeah. Was that Frankie Muniz Jr.?
I don't know. Was it?
Malcolm in the Middle.
I got my dings and bings off. Got Julius. It looks like we're live streaming. Live. Yo, come join us, people. Podcast listening people from all around the town.
It's time.
Denver, Colorado. Where you at? Fort Collins, Springs, Mountain Towns.
Aurora, what's up? Denver, Colorado, what's up? Carbondale, Aspen, Basalt, what's up?
We're just gonna name everywhere.
Just gotta give shout outs to the random towns that listen.
Littleton, Confluence Park.
We have listeners in all these places we're naming.
Yeah, that's true. You see them you see them in
What's
there.
What's up, Inglewood? Inglewood, Colorado.
Inglewood. Man, where do we start?
Welcome back to the Mile High Mentors podcast, and this is the podcast behind the podcast. Oh, I look forward to these. I am producer Julius Hinton, and I think you guys probably recognize the voice on the other side. Connor Dube.
What's going on, podcast listening people? Good to talk to you. I have a little furry friend with me, so if you hear some jingling in the background, I'm dog sitting today. And if you're watching on the live streams, really appreciate you guys. Been a whirlwind, and we've been repositioning a lot of stuff, working on a lot of stuff, and really just trying to survive like everyone else and see what's coming on the other side of this, which, there's interesting times, man. I don't even know what to say. You can't even say more than that. Just interesting times.
Yeah, really, we're going to tell our kids about this. That's what everybody keeps saying. And it's so true. The last 10 episodes, things have changed since then. And I'm just really excited to get back to it, get some type of normalcy back in our lives, even if it's just me and you podcasting. It's good to do it, man. I'm really excited to do it.
What's new with you? What's going on in the world of Julius and the family? Julius moved up to the mountain town.
Yeah, I got a pretty crazy story since these last 10 episodes, but I just relocated my family up here to Carbondale, Colorado to help take care of some family. And we made that decision to do it right before the pandemic hit. So having to move during the pandemic was pretty interesting, and life is just changing. As you guys might know, we're pregnant, and as we're 8 months pregnant now, so I might have a kid here.
Wait, 8 months now?
Yeah, 8 months. Yeah.
Oh my! I thought it was October, baby.
Yeah, we're 7 weeks left.
Wow. Wait, what day is it? What month is it? What
year
is it?
It's moving, man. It's moving. Come on, 2021. Come on. No, but yeah, so I have a kid coming, had to get through a pandemic, taking care of a family member, and launch my business. The Plug Agency is up and running. We are out there providing turnkey podcasting solutions for brands, just helping everybody get their way into this podcasting world. So doing all of that in the 6 months has been pretty interesting. But I'm just really excited to get back to Mile High Mentors life, you know what I mean? Just
of all the time I've been telling
introspectives.
I've been bugging the crap out of you to start that business over the years, and it's like, okay, pandemic happened, let's do it. Let's dive into entrepreneurship.
Yeah, it's kind of what happened, man. It was like such innovative times, and it's like we talk about it all the time, trying to find a job and how to go about it. And at the end of the day, it's the same way as selling a product or prospecting. And I'm like, I got a product I can sell, which is podcasting and my skills in that arena with content. And it's like, hey, people are looking for this. And instead of looking for a job, I can look for a client. And, thankfully I found a good amount of clients, and we're rocking and rolling right now. So things are great.
I think from a business perspective, any company now is everything's a must have. I mean, or everyone has to have the must haves. The nice to haves are on the back burner for every business and everyone. Some are just in survival mode right now. So that's really interesting. And a must have, if you're going to be communicating really well, is a podcast, is one vehicle for that. So, I mean, I tease you for starting the business, but there couldn't be a better time to be starting a business around that. I mean, I've been referring you people and it comes up all the time. And it's especially in the world of, B2B sales and marketing too. It's becoming a really hot topic. So proud of you, man. And it's cool you're getting clients and rocking and rolling and excited.
Yeah, it's really, I'm really excited, man. And like I said, just silver lining to things, right? Just got to keep that positive mind state and that positive outlook. You never know what kind of opportunities are still out there. And, even with you, man, I saw that you got your new podcast, B2B Mentors, that you're rolling. It's taken off, and you guys are getting listens from all around the world and all over the country now. And tell us a little bit more about that. That's really exciting news for some people who don't know.
I did launch my second podcast for those of you who are Mile High Mentor listeners, so that I can kind of gear away from all the nerding out on sales and marketing I like to do. And Mile High Mentors, keep it a little more high level for everybody. But I love talking shop with other marketers and business development guys and just kind of learning what they're doing. So that's why I decided to start B2B Mentors as a way to kind of broaden the horizons of, we got Mile High Mentors. We've got the phenomenal community of those of you I see you guys watching and everything and listening and consuming the content. And we're super grateful for you. And now a way to kind of expand out of that a bit. And it's been a blast. It's been so much fun. I've had so much opportunity from that already. Again, just speaks like literally I started that 2 or 3 months ago now.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, maybe 3 months ago. And I've had just crazy opportunities that have surfaced themselves just from that new platform that I just started.
I think it was such great timing. Just like you said with me, timing is everything, which probably everybody knows now is one of my favorite sayings. But, it's so true, man. And to start that type of a networking platform during this pandemic and this times, it was huge just to bring that to the people, because we know what we're doing in Colorado as far as the impact we're having here, but a lot of people just want to know and have that conversation. Just like you said, talk shop. And you're not getting that right now because you're not going to conferences. You're not digesting content the same way. So podcasting and, really getting that out in front of people. Kudos to you, man, for thinking outside the box. And obviously, the opportunities that come from that are great too. It's just, fruit to that labor, basically.
I didn't do anything. All I did was surround myself with great people like you, my friend, like you. I mean, you do all the stuff on the back end for it. So, shout out to the plug agency and everything for getting that podcast launched, rolling, marketed, all that good stuff with pretty good success so far. I'm excited to see where that goes. But yeah, I mean, man, there's so much we can talk about, and
so much.
It's my heart breaks for a lot of the business owners that we even know here in Denver that are just, barely trying to, just getting by right now. And, no one knows what's going to happen out on the other side of this. And so we're just going to continue to truck through and use this platform to build community and in a place for people to turn to and to tune into with some of the senior business owners that have been through tough times. And I'm sure we'll have so much more people talking about how they're navigating through this. We had Chuck Blakeman on and, talked about navigating through the PPE and building business even through down economies and surviving and thriving even in down economies. And for anyone who's even considering starting a business right now, like the biggest, baddest businesses that today were almost all built in monster recessions or monster down economies. So for those of you that are really keeping your eyes open, and, you know, myself included, I'm always just trying to visualize, how can I think bigger? There is just so much opportunity. If you're keeping positive, keeping your mindset together.
So
Obviously there's, you know, some people are just barely trying to pay the bills right now. And I, you know, got to empathize with that, but
yeah, like everybody's taking a hit. I mean, some industries have obviously, you know, more than others. And that just speaks to, we were kind of talking about this before we started though, just the level of innovation that's going on amongst all the different industries is something that I find inspiring and pretty exciting, because, you know, restaurants, especially, that's just one industry that we all know is still hurting and still trying to bounce back from this. But to see how people have, you know, innovated their menus, done the curbside delivery, the way they've kind of changed to go orders, and the way that they've actually packaged that stuff, you know, to make it more of an experience and, you know, make it help it stand out. Those are the things that I'm noticing. I'm just like, you know, wow, people are really focusing some parts on the little things now, and those little things really go that extra mile.
there's a lot of innovation necessities that were bound to happen anyways. All COVID-19 did was push them off the tipping point, the edge, and forced the innovation that was already supposed to be happening anyways.
Yeah,
You know, I just had a recent guest on B2B Mentors, and we talked about that on the innovation, on where a lot of the innovations are, and like the logistics industry is going to go away because we're going to have robots flying us packages, and or be able to 3D print. Like, I'm going to order something off Amazon and 3D print it into my apartment, and have that product. So it's mind blowing where, I mean, the next 10 years is going to be, again, they're going to talk about 2020 in the history books altogether. I mean,
yeah.
social, economic, political, obviously.
Jeez.
Yeah. Should we do a debate? Should we bring in the top, you know, whoever,
Ooh.
top Trump supporter in Colorado, top Biden supporter in Colorado, and we just facilitate a little discussion?
They can have that amongst themselves. I don't know. Those concessions can turn very drastically sometimes.
It's all horse and pony show, people. The only thing you can really do is focus on your own economy right now, because at the end of the day, no matter who's president, no matter who's in charge, you can only just control your own autonomy.
Your local ballot.
Yes.
Focus on your local ballot. Who is your congressman? Who is your senator? Who is your U.S. representative? Who is your councilman? That's what matters. That's where you have to focus. Who's on your school board? You know, all those things is what you really should have your focus on. And if people flip their focus and had, 90% of their energy into their local politics and 10% into national, things could be different. Things could really be different. But just on the political side, got to just say Black Lives Matter. I don't know why that should be controversial or why that should be a problem, but just got to make sure people understand that, we here believe Black Lives Matter, and that is very important to us over here. So one thing that my mentors was, brought up to do was to bring access to these leaders, to this information, to this knowledge and this wisdom that these insights that we bring to you guys every week, is to bring it to a more diverse and, easily accessible community, bring it to everybody, essentially. There shouldn't be any barriers for you to access this information or for you to even reach out to some of the mentors that we've brought onto the show. That's the bridge that we're trying to create. So just don't want anybody to lose focus on that, because that's what we always have stood for. That's what we're going to continue to stand for. And that's, one of the key missions behind this whole platform that we're building.
Yeah. I mean, the empowerment of people to take control, and take autonomy for their actions and for their lives and for their personal growth and development, no matter how bad your situation is. And there's always factors weighing people down. And so if you can get the right information to elevate, then you're going to be that much further ahead. But whether you're Black, purple, yellow, brown, green, alien, whatever.
Exactly.
I mean, community is everything, and who you have and who you surround yourself with and where you're getting your information from as well.
Community's everything, and knowledge is power. And that's essentially what we're trying to combine for you guys right there.
Yeah, you can't sit in sufferance alone and in silence. You have to take the action to surround yourself with great people.
Yeah, and take action. That's, common theme. I think we've probably beat over the head in every podcast behind the podcast. But guys, we are bringing these leaders to you so you can take action with them. However that means, even if it's just asking a question, if it's, learning from their business, if it's working with their business, if it's just, picking up a piece of something that they said and applying action behind it in your daily life or your personal life. That's the core message that we're always trying to bring to you. So yes, we have the knowledge. Yes, we have the accessibility. And of course, the community's here. We have some more exciting things to share on that here real soon. But at the end of the day, take action on these things. Don't just hear about these people or hear about an event that we're promoting or talking about. Take action. Go to that event. Network. Say you heard it on the Mile High Mentors. Tell these people I heard you on the Mile High Mentors. Create those conversations and really foster these relationships, because that's what this platform's for.
100%. Yeah, man. So where else should we take this thing? I mean, we've had a great set of guests. We're doing some things that change up the way we've do production. Like, again, another just challenge with any podcast is just the consistency and keeping up with it and, all that. But
let's just rewind for a second though, because,
Sure.
The last 10 episodes, we just solved our production and consistency matters. And we were knocking out shows left and right. We had a good show lined up and things in the queue. And then obviously COVID happened. So
we had the studio rolling.
We had the studio rolling. We had shows in the queue. We were rocking and rolling, man. And we had to pivot, just like, every industry and every company did. So one thing that we're obviously doing is going back to remote meetings, remote conversations like everybody else. Just, got to keep people's safety in mind. We need Connor to keep being Connor. So that is for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, I think some people, I think doing some social distancing in the studio, but you move too. So it's like trying to even get together and organize into the studio. Hi there, little furball. And so little baby, I just call her my baby girl.
Tails wagging in the back.
What was I saying? Too cute distractions. You guys see this? Come on. We're ahead. We're doing well. I miss the studio, man. Like just being able to sit down and have a conversation, something that's missing a lot from, even just B2B mentors. I knew that one would be remote because I've got guests all over the world, but got the community. I think it'll get back to normal eventually. But even still having the connections is still good. Like not just like being alone and being lonely. It's been nice even just doing Zoom calls.
Yeah, just to talk to somebody who's not inside your house, everybody being in quarantine and stuff. It's so valuable. And I've been having Zoom calls too, and just seeing another human having that conversation is, you can't really put that stuff into a price or a value, but just us going more remote though does give us more accessibility to produce more shows a little bit more frequently, because we can obviously work better with people's time and schedules. So I'm looking forward to, and we have a good amount of shows in the queue that we're going to be releasing to you guys for the next 10. So really excited about that.
We do have some bomb shows in the queue.
We do. We really do. I'm really excited to get those out.
Yep.
But before we do, we got to make sure that you guys know about the bomb shows that they're going to see when they click on Mile High Mentors and they scroll down a little bit. So I know we started with episode 71 where we brought Daniel Lynch in. And man, that was a great show because you guys go way back. You got to talk a little bit about how you two know each other.
How did I meet Daniel? Man, I don't know exactly how I met Daniel a couple years ago. I can't remember if it was through, I think just networking. It might have just been networking, but you'll know Daniel if you walk into a room and he's in it. Like the guy just elevates the energy of the space that he's in. and he's really interesting. Like, he came from an engineer background, but he is a smart entrepreneur and crushing it in the healthcare sector and mentoring others as well and taking on interns and everything. So his whole thing is empathy, which we talked about quite a bit. We titled his episode Entrepreneurship with Empathy, which really, if you get to know Daniel, like, I mean, he's helping people with like Lyme's disease, and there's like no hope for them. And he's been able to find and identify resources that people don't know about, and leveraging his incredible marketing skills to be able to help those who are like at risk and in these very unique disease categories. So I've just known Daniel, so we know each other personally pretty well. We'll go grab a drink. He gets a little wild.
No, like you said, that guy's got great energy. That was the first thing I really, noticed about him. Is that was like one of our first podcasts too, coming out of winter and getting back into the studio, and just kind of being excited to be there. He matched that excitement, even maybe a little bit more excited to produce that show. But even hearing his story, though, like you said, working with people with Lyme disease and those, really rare diseases, and I thought about making those your customer and how, delicate of a situation that must be for some instances. And the way he really talked about having empathy, and like that's really what sets him apart from a lot of people, is that he actually, he gives a damn. He, has that audacity to give a fuck about what he's doing. Excuse my language. But that really does set you apart in this instance, because these people, they need your phone call back, they need your email. And I have a front row view of that in some instances with one of my family members, being ill. And to see that, somebody cares, somebody's responding to your email, somebody's picking up that phone call, it does really mean the world. So highly suggest, if you're in a situation like that, you really look into what Daniel's got going on.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. He's just a fun guy, and he's fun to watch. He's really doing a lot of personal branded content out there. And so definitely go follow him on social media. He's also, huge promoter of how to find jobs and he knows the engineering sector really well, how to become an entrepreneur, how to start and grow a business, how to market a business. The guy's an absolute beast at search engine optimization. So I've learned a lot from him in that category. And go, shout out to you, Daniel. You're the man. Go give him a follow.
Definitely. Now, I gotta admit, the next episode was one of my most favorite episodes I think we've ever done. Meta in the Mile High. That was a great episode, man. From top to bottom, from the moment we got together all in one room to the moment we all left. I look back at that. That's like a time I'm gonna cherish, just because he was a cool guy. We had the great vibes that day, and the more you learn about him, it's just like jaw dropping. Like, you couldn't see me behind, the wall because I was back there producing it. But I was like, wait, you did what? And you're from Guam and you were doing what? It's definitely worth, and his music. I mean, I can't even, glaze over the fact that his music is really good. He kills it. The guy's, he's spitting.
Very talented. Very, very talented. I am just, I'm infatuated with that dude. Like, he is a great guy. Like, so much fun to talk to. His content is off the wall. He is truly the emulation of a mentor. And he could have ended up in hard backgrounds, but again, back to the action, he took action and got himself out of his situation. And I didn't even know Guam was a U.S. territory. I don't think most people realize that when we started talking about it. I'm like, what country is that? He's like, it's the U.S. It's like, most people don't even realize that we own a little island called Guam.
Yeah. And then the hip hop influence over there, I thought was like just amazing. I was like, whoa, there's guys like this spitting like this in Guam, and you're talking about like the local rap battles and how he, kind of did his thing out there. And then even beyond that, how he took action, because he took action to make himself happy as far as chasing his dreams and, just doing what fulfilled him. because he was going to school and, to be a teacher and to, like I said, be a mentor, do more schooling, help. But at the end of the day, it wasn't fulfilling him. And, we talk about that too throughout, a number of different episodes. You have to do, at the end of the day, what's going to make you happy and dare to take that chance to do it. And he's one person who did that, and he's reaping the benefits on the other side. So if you're somebody looking for a mentor, if somebody who's taking a chance, you can look no further than Meta.
100%. If you follow one music artist in Colorado on Instagram, make sure you follow him. He just has these short clips that are just, I listen to and like really listen to the words, and he's just, dude, he's incredible. He's great. I predict he will be one of the big names in hip hop and rap. I know, Julius, I said rap, but
he's a great artist.
He considered himself a rapper. Okay. So Meta's rapper.
Rap is one of his talents.
Hip hop.
He also does spoken word. Poems. Got an ill pen game.
The slams, the jam slams. Thank you, ma'ams. I'm just making stuff up now.
Oh, now Connor's going to be on the next Meta track. Look out, guys.
Yeah, probably. Sneak in some dumb stuff that I've said in there. I'd be a good hype man for a hip hop artist.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd kill it. I'd kill it as a hype man.
I'm gonna put you to the test on that. You guys look out for that video.
Bring it.
Connor step out as a hype man. We're gonna see this. Never mind.
Speaking of new videos, have you watched Corporate Bros stuff? I know we tag each other on his page sometimes. He started a new web show, and if you're in sales and everything, it is hilarious.
Oh, I haven't seen the show. No.
You have to watch his YouTube show.
I'll have to check that out. His page is hilarious, though. I mean,
some
of those I felt personally attacked on. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, I absolutely love everything he puts out.
100%.
Yeah. But let's see, who do we got next in the queue? So we had episode 72, Meta in the Mile High. The Body Mantra, episode 73 with Christina. That was a fun one too. I mean, that was enlightening. I honestly didn't think that much about, body image, just being a man, being honest. I do know like it's something that's constantly pushed upon all of us, but her story was really enlightening, and the way that she's flipped the whole body positivity, ideal is very empowering. I think everybody should do it because, like I said, you're going to probably leave this and get some type of an image, some type of marketing sales image that's going to have a perfect model and a perfect body, that whole thing. So definitely take a look at that and just find empowerment in your own body, be confident in it. And I think that's a very healthy message that we all need.
Mental health takes many different forms, my friend. And, someone who's struggled with depression and anxiety over the years, and a lot of people who haven't can look at that and just be like, oh, why aren't you just happy? Like, why aren't you just automatically happy? Or, just work out and you'll get rid of depression or whatever. But same applies with body image and your self-image, and learning to be acceptant of the body you're born in, your meat suit. You can't change your meat suit unless you're a Kardashian. Then you can only do so much. But you still got your meat suit, bro. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Your meat suit don't matter. What matters is what you got underneath the meat suit. Your bone suit. No, that got creepy. Your soul is really what matters. And so being able to recognize, feel comfortable, confident in that leads to, the steps of being able to like make something positive with your life.
Yeah. And it starts up top. That's, you gotta see and, have confidence and believe in what you're actually seeing. And, I've seen it in a lot of forms, and I know, definitely ladies, I know you girls battle with this and something that's, is poisonous. We gotta love ourselves, and that literally starts with what we see in ourselves.
Right. Well, I think in learning, a lot of guys struggle with this too.
Oh, for
And
sure.
women all together.
For sure.
It's
I struggle with it. I mean, I'll
yeah,
be the first one to raise my, I definitely struggle with it.
yeah, 100%. I think everyone does at a certain level, some much more extreme. We're very critical of ourselves as human beings. It's just our thing is we want to survive, and so we just end up being critical.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, and a lot of times too critical, which can get you caught up, as we all know.
Absolutely. Moving on, let's talk about
the
road to 75 million. Delroy and Stewart, love you guys as always. We've had both of them on the podcast separately. And I just like kindest humans that you'll ever meet, so willing to help people. I've referred so many people who are just interested in getting mentorship from them that they've taken the time out of their busy schedules to sit down, meet with, give them career suggestions, helping other real estate agents, even though they're technically competitors, and just doing so much to elevate the community in Colorado through events, through organizations. Christina does that too, by the way. She has regular events, which I've attended a few. And so again, you just got to, I love highlighting those people who are doing those big things and creating community. I just look at them in awe and inspiration. And Delroy and Stewart are definitely ones to follow for sure.
Huge mentors. I mean, they're mentors for the Mile High mentors. Seriously. I look up to those guys. I have been looking up to those guys. I love everything they do. And I think Connor, you said it, best in the beginning. They're just great humans, just great people, man. Everything else kind of just falls behind that. They're just nice guys to be around, great guys to have a conversation with or have a drink with. You kind of wish everybody, well, if you were back in the bar and there was people in the bar with you, you wish they would be the people next to you. They're good guys. And I've
also big thinkers
too. Oh, huge thinkers. I mean, road to 75 million is a huge, like I said, that's an audacious goal. It's kind of like, what, 75 million. And I just actually saw one of their vlogs the other day. They're at the halfway point and they're on pace to complete that goal, guys. So it's pretty crazy to see what they do and all the innovative things that they've tried. Even since our show, they were trying things on our show, even that we gave away, some of, what was it, a membership to their
Daily Dose. They have a platform for real estate agents called the Daily Dose. Is that right? Sorry guys if I botched that. But I signed up on it for my own, and every single day, 8 a.m., I get a text from Delroy and Stewart with marketing tips, inspiration, and nobody else texts me. So it's just nice here, getting a text from somebody once a day, and I feel loved and warm inside. But
agentdailydose.com.
Yeah. Agent Daily Dose. And then I think they have a promo code Mile High Mentors as well, or MHM. Promo code MHM. And I've had a few friends sign up on their platform too. They seem to really enjoy it. I'm signed up on it. I'm not even in real estate, but I just study them and understand how can I apply what they're doing into my own business and my own genre of what I'm focused on. So
yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, definitely guys to follow, and very, very humble too, even though they have all the reason in the world not to be humble, and driving fancy cars, owning beautiful homes, having beautiful families, but you'll never meet anybody nicer or kinder with their time. And
genuine, down to earth guys.
More willing to give than those two, for sure, for certain.
Look forward to some things that we're going to try to collaborate with those guys on here in the near future as well.
Definitely. Yeah, lots of good stuff.
Oh,
who else we got?
Sorry. We got Miss Darga, Kristen Darga. Is that one of the last episodes we had in studio?
No, Boss Up. No, Mark was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was back when we were firing them off consistent, and I just remember her coming down and me and her had a good conversation. I think you went to the bathroom, and me and her were just kind of, shooting the shit, but got to cracking up and telling some jokes to each other. But just great, bubbly personality. Lots of great stories to tell. That was a really good episode as far as, some of the things that she went into. I kind of got to dig back more into it, but just from following Kristen, she's always dropping just very big nuggets of insight and value that I think, I hate to beat the horse again, that you got to take action on. These are small things that people say, but it's like, if it doesn't resonate and make you get up and do something, then it's only going to go so far. But I feel like her episode were full of just down to earth and real moments that you can just be like, yeah, that's exactly how things go. Come on. Let's just kind of keep it real.
Yeah, that is how she is. Very blunt, very, very blunt human being. And that's why I love her and learn from her and what she's done with Impact Founder and highlighted what was really important about that is it's so easy to look at other entrepreneurs or other businesses and you see the outside looking in, you see the positives on social media, you see the new Lambo that they just bought or whatever, but you don't know about the divorce that's happening in the background or the cancer that they're going through or anything. The fact that they just lost their largest client and they're like literally can't even make payroll, but their business is supposedly did $20 million this year and they're ready to commit suicide. And I think it's so powerful how she's highlighted the realistic sides of entrepreneurship, which is not pretty, guys. I mean, I can tell you firsthand, the last few months have been ugly for every business owner, no matter what business you're in. Every single business has been hit. And so it just
see these gray hairs. You guys see those gray hairs?
I don't see any gray hairs up there.
Yeah.
You're doing pretty
well,
good.
I got a couple more from the last 6 months, and I'm sure I'm not the only business owner, right?
Well, we'll wait till Julius clone number 2 happens, and then we'll probably see a few more spring up there.
Silver fox by the next podcast behind the podcast, guys.
I love the distinguished silver fox. It's a very attractive feature, the partial silver thing.
Not
going
at 31, man. Not at 31. What the hell? No. But no, not to digress from Kristen, but that is the seriousness behind, like you said, entrepreneurship is the underlying currents that people don't see. And that's what I mean by taking action. Those are the things you can't sit on. Those are the things that you can't ignore. Of course, you're doing your payroll, you're looking at that spreadsheet or, you're diving deep into your business, but then in the back of your head, things aren't going well. Right. Personally, healthily, mentally. And that's more, what Christine's really trying to highlight and bring attention to, because a lot of entrepreneurs specifically and business owners are struggling, and it's not an easy thing. It's not like Connor said, it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all, providing for somebody else's livelihood in some instances for a lot of business owners. So it's really worth a good, how long was that episode? Like an hour? I'm not even sure. It's about 60 minutes, but it's worth the 60 minutes, guys. You probably
this is an hour 20. Well worth the time though. There's just lots of golden nuggets in there. Lots of fun. We vibe really well. So we're just, making fun of one another and all that good stuff. So
it was a really fun conversation, Joey. I'm glad you highlighted that. I know we're kind of speaking on a kind of a dark and gloomy topic a little bit, but the way that, Kristen brought her energy to that, and of course your questions and stuff like that, it wasn't that dark and gloomy of an atmosphere in the studio. Wasn't that type of way of a conversation. I think that's what's special about that one, because it's a serious topic.
How about top 25 most powerful women in business? Business Journal's 40 under 40. Danielle Schutz.
These Schutz. That was a good one. I was really looking forward to that episode.
I love Danielle. The moment I met her at a Denver Gents event, ironically enough, at a Christmas party, is where I met her. I'm like, dude, you got to come do our podcast. Like, people need to, our audience need to hear from you.
Seriously, like that's exactly the type of, people we're trying to highlight on this platform. those are the people's voices and mentors that are in our community right here for you. She has a platform for you to be mentored by her, the boss up. And, people just don't know about it because people aren't shedding that light to it. And it's a travesty, but damn it, we're not going to stand for it. We're going to change it. And that's another great episode to dig into, guys. And especially for our female listeners, just full of great stories, being a teen mom and, coming from a strong family background like hers to how she overcame that. And even her siblings, like I said, it wasn't just her. It's kind of a common theme in the family as far as
she didn't come from an easy background by any means, but her whole family are just like monstrously successful. It's like, what formula are you guys? I think I literally asked her that too. So you have to listen in. I'm like, what formula are you all following? All of you, like, what's the gene? What kind of gene pool you got going on here? Because it's like everyone in your family seems to be just killing it.
Mindset, and that's a great mindset that she displayed on that show. And boss up. I think a lot of people need to take that mentality, and she did it in a number of different ways, in her career, and just hearing some of her stories, because especially, working at Comcast and at telecom, those are different waters, especially being a Black female, and she really, really flipped that thing on its head. And it's just really cool.
We went into that too. I mean, we didn't leave any topic untouched. We touched on like, what is the implications of being female, Black in the corporate world? And her response was that well worth, listening all the way through the podcast to get into that.
Definitely. And yeah, very unique perspective, and just her whole platform. I mean, I just want to throw another bone her way, like, the boss up, check it out, guys. It's great.
DailyBossUp.com, 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 DailyBossUp.com. Everybody tune into DailyBossUp.com.
And that was brought to you by the Mile High Mentor.
MileHighMentors.com or .co, MileHighMentors.co, MileHighMentors.co for Colorado, MileHighMentors.co. Did I miss anything?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Don't forget to subscribe.
Leave a review and give us a shout on social media too. See, Meta? I can keep up, bro.
Oh, bars. Oh, man, what's next? All right. Next, we had Mr. Innovate to Dominate. Mr. Innovation himself, Mark Dancer.
Literally wrote the book on innovation.
Literally.
Literally.
You should see it. It's like, I hate to be sacrilegious. It's like a Bible of innovation. And the thing is huge, and it's just top to bottom full of knowledge and wisdom and insights that, really you really couldn't find anywhere else. And, I think right now, it was pretty ironic. I think this was the last one we did in studio before all the disruption and the innovation had to take place. And I just, secretly, I was kind of just chuckling to myself. It's like, of course, we have Mark Dancer on talking all about innovation. All this happens and everybody's looking to innovate. That is a great podcast to really start from, even if, you're feeling like your business needs something new. You're trying to, see what things might change to, how the industry, your industry specifically, might evolve. A great episode to listen to, great book to invest in, and a great resource to have.
Yeah, she, Mark, I think going back, like that was a pre-COVID interview that we did.
Yeah.
But the information is like so much, even just monstrously relevant now. I'd have to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. It was kind of almost like a foreshadow, I guess, before we even knew what was coming our way. We just got this whole hour and a half long, or no, hour and 20 minutes of innovation, and talking about what the industries might be disrupted and how they might evolve, and then they get disrupted and now they need to evolve. It's like, we just, I don't know, we obviously didn't plan it, but just funny how the universe works. That
was a fun one. I really like talking to Mark. He's a cool guy, willing to share, and just he's he's not a like newbie to disruption or innovation, and just understanding what that actually means, and how, whether you're a coffee shop or you're a $1 billion logistics company, like what do you need to be looking out for? How can you stay ahead of the curve?
And the connection between the two.
Definitely.
I thought that was something huge. A gets disrupted. How does that affect B? And the way that he almost navigates through all that is, very, very, very insightful. Who do we have next on the list? Oh, man. Speeding through. We had our guy, Phil Lockwood. Man, I was looking forward to that episode. That's something we've been working on. I've personally been working on getting Phil scheduled probably for a year before we actually got you two together on a call, man. And I was so excited for that one. And it came out to be even a better episode.
Yeah, Phil's awesome. He's been around the block for sure, 100%. And I mean, he's been in B2B marketing for a long time, but just marketing in general, he's one to watch. He's very well connected. Shout out to also introducing us over to Michael Kranitz, Phil. Answer your phone, Phil. I try to call you and thank you. So if you're seeing this, really appreciate you, man. You're awesome. And you have a really cool setup and family and your business, and definitely look up to you, like the what you're doing. The guy is doing a lot of really innovative strategies in the world of marketing, which applies for every business. So well worth the listen, 100%.
Yeah, personally, that's how I got introduced to Phil, was just through some of his marketing, and really saying like, wow, what is this guy doing? Kind of digging into him a little bit, and then obviously realized that he was somebody that I wanted to talk to, and reached out to him, and couldn't be more down to earth, couldn't be more of a good guy, straight to the book. And then the conversation you two had, just he kind of put it in a nutshell in a part towards the end of the podcast, though, when he was just talking about happiness, and saying how happiness isn't necessarily directly tied to money. And I think that's a big misconception people have with these quote unquote leaders that we bring on. They think that they're just loaded with cash, and that's the reason why they speak so happily and so positive sometimes. And that can't be, any more false. It's got to be the other way around. And, if you're happy, truly, the money tends to follow you. And, Phil just really spoke to that after going through all the career changes and, things that he, did. He said he's not a guy who's afraid to change up and chase his dreams and, go after what he wants. And to see how he really did that all the way to opening Distill, his current company now, it's a great journey. It's a great story to learn from.
And living the dream. He's got a house in California on the beach and a house here in Colorado. So I think when I caught up with him, he was out there in California. But yeah, man, it speaks to, money's important, but at the end of the day, money's just a tool. It's not a precursor to happiness. It's what you do with that tool that's going to be a precursor to happiness. Because there's a lot of sad, lonely, empty millionaires and billionaires out there. And it all, there's a lot of really happy people who are making $10,000 a year. But at the end of the day, it's about what your ultimate big picture goal is, what you're moving towards, what you're taking action on. And instead of pursuing the money, if you're pursuing the journey, the money is just a nice byproduct of that.
Are you doing what's making you happy?
100%. Ask yourself that question, people.
Why?
So as a man who's notorious for botching people's names, because my brain is just slow sometimes, Mary Grothy. I got it right. Mary Grothy.
Clutch.
Came in clutch with the name there. It's not growth. It's not Groth. Mary Grothy. Shout out to Mary for having me on your podcast recently as well. For a little podcast swap going on there. So that was awesome. She had me on her Quota Crushers podcast, which I highly recommend you check out. She's had leading sales people in on that show. And so that was a blast, but her story was just like the authenticity of any guest that we've had. the authenticity was something that I really just continue to go back to with talking to her and interviewing her. And that podcast went deep. And no matter what your career is, whether you're interested in sales or anything, very, very, very much worth the listen.
And the way that she really conveyed it, I think, was a home run, because it was a new topic for me, behavioral quotient. I'm like, I really wanted to know more about it. I was really excited to get her on the podcast, and it was Sales BQ and everything. And, to hear her really go deep into it and give examples, and the way that she just poured information. And there's always, something that you always want guests to do, right? Is pour a little bit into the content or into the conversation. And the way that she naturally did it and really just almost not took over, but just flowed with it. It was fun. It was really a great listen. I learned a ton from it, being sales and marketing life. That's a podcast I'm definitely going to go back to and refer to a lot of people. If you're in the sales, especially at a high level, really suggest you stop and just listen to that. It's so valuable. And the way she broke it down, I just can't really speak more to that. She really didn't speak to it on a high level that you couldn't understand. She broke it down for the everyday person and then gave you practical examples of how it is applicable to your life.
100%. I really enjoy talking and learning from her. And yeah, there's so much. And again, all of you can go follow her. And she actually just moved out to a farm. So that's been interesting.
I was just going to say,
on Instagram.
She's like my favorite person on Instagram right now because I got a little HDTV thing going on. She's doing the whole farmhouse renovation, and God bless you, Mary. I hope you're having a great day with it. I know it's got to be some stressful moments, but I'm excited to see how everything turns out, and happy for you and your family. Obviously, congratulations on that.
But also just speak to like if also you're a woman in the professional world, your actions speak volumes. And she was a top sales rep and making really good money. And so your sex, yeah, you may have differences and your race, and there may be things that are weighing you down in the career world. But if you're willing to put in that work and really go after it, the opportunities are completely endless. And Mary is total testament to that as well, especially considering she came from a very broken home growing up, and her background was not easy either.
Yeah. Perseverance, and that's big in sales. It's probably why she's such a badass at it. But that kind of goes back to your personal life, meeting with your professional life. It's there's common themes there, but you can't ignore one without the other. And she was one of those people who found that common theme, saying, I can get through this. I know I can bang my head and get this sales thing down. And boy, did she.
100%. So all of you listening, got to make sure, go back, check other episodes. People tell me all the time, by the way, like I get messages on Instagram regularly. Hey, I just moved to Colorado. I found Mile High Mentors. I went back. I've been listening to a lot of your episodes. I connected on Instagram with some of the people that you had as guests and followed them on Instagram. Literally just had a conversation this week about this. And so thank you guys. It's amazing how you're using this platform and using this community to connect. There's a whole reason we created this when Julius and I were talking about doing this years ago. And I'm like, why not something that people can literally, go meet for coffee after they listen to a guest on this podcast? I just think that's so cool.
I just wanted to say, though, it has been officially 3 years since we've been on this journey of Mile High Mentors. And thank you. Just thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your support. Thank you to the 10,000 downloads of Mile High Mentors from all you guys. We appreciate it. We know that's a big number in the podcast world. Not every podcast makes it that far, guys. Let me tell you. So we're really proud of that.
Beautiful.
Proud of the community that we're building.
Crazy.
And we got some really exciting things that we're going to keep bringing value to this.
We got some great guests rolling up. We're going to be shifting up some of the intros, getting things rolling here. We've got some phenomenal offerings that we're going to start rolling out to the community. Some new partnerships with nonprofits. and just continuing to do this. Isn't it crazy? We started this as a TV show. That's how we started doing this, right? We were originally going to make this thing a TV show. It's a fun story to tell.
Oh, man.
And it's funny because you and I knew each other from doing door-to-door sales. And then maybe we lost touch for maybe 6 months, a quarter of a year, or 3/4 of a year. And then we just reconnected and like, I'm like, I have this idea for a TV show. And we started like that, and it just evolved to where it is here today.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a crazy fun journey. Probably should write a book about it, but yeah, man, I went back through some of our photos and just see the progression and all the ideas we tried. And it just, same thing we've always talked about. The main thing is consistency. This thing's always going to change. You're always going to have to pivot. You're going to be disrupted. You're going to have to be innovative. You're going to have to do all those things, but you're going to have to just keep doing it. And that's something that we're committed to doing. We got plenty much more content to release to you guys. Plenty much more. The thing with the content. Yeah, you guys know it. But no, we're just really excited to get this thing, up and reared up to another level. But
I was gonna thank you. Yeah, you guys rock so much. If you're watching this live on YouTube, Facebook, make sure you give us a follow. Follow producer Julius. You can find both of us on all your favorite social media platforms, wherever you hang out. You can find this podcast on all your favorite social media platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Spreaker, Google Podcast, you name it, you can find it. We're on Amazon. Wow, I didn't know we're on Amazon.
That's the newest one. That's the newest one.
Oh, all right. We're on Amazon Podcast.
You say, Alexa, play Mile High Mentors.
Boom, find us there.
Boom.
Find us on social media and you can follow us there. But again, guys, thank you. Stay safe out there. Stay focused. Keep positive.
Yeah.
Keep surrounding yourself. Go find someone with a positive attitude you can surround yourself with and who's thinking bigger than you are and doing things bigger than you, and your life is going to change.
Damn right. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. We're going to wrap this up, guys. Love y'all. See ya.